Today is this is our bye week this week, so we've kind of shifted our focus. We're doing a little bit more recruiting right now than we would typically do in a normal week. We've got an opportunity here to face a very good Army team. I had an opportunity to watch them against Cincinnati a little bit this morning. I watched the game live after our game this past Saturday. Some very good physical football team, very characteristic of Jeff Monken coach football team, very fundamental, tough on both sides of the football. So it's going to be it'll be a tough game. It's going to take us 2 weeks to prepare. The good thing is, while we're preparing, we're going to be able to go against each other. We'll get a lot of our younger guys a lot of looks. They'll be able to provide us with a little bit of the same stuff that Army will give us, as the offense will be able to provide with the defense a little bit of what they're going to expect as well. So I think from that end of things, it's a good time to have a bye week. From that end of things, I think it's good for us to be able to go against each other and get back to playing a little bit of fundamental football. When you go back and you watch the EKU game, is when you watch it in its entirety, as I did this morning, is you get to see there's about midway through the second quarter in a series of events right there where it was about a 17-point swing that we had eventually that kind of led to the game getting a little bit away from us in the second half. Is right at the end of the second quarter there, the incomplete pass that was called, it was actually a fumble that was called an incomplete pass. That would have been our football right there, right around the 25-30 yard line, with an opportunity to go ahead and tie and possibly take the lead with a 21-20. Unfortunately, that was taken away from us, and they had the opportunity to punt, play field position there. The next possession, we did a good job on defense of being able to hold them down in there. And the next possession, we get all the way down there about the 20-something yard line as well, and then we just missed a field goal. They go down and score, and from there they come out in the second half and do exactly what we want to do to people, and that is score beginning of the half. Score right at the end of the half, and then score at the beginning of the second half. And from then it was just difficult for us to play catch up. Beyond that, we did some good things. They big played us. I thought they did a good job of throwing the ball up and going up and getting it. Our defensive backs were there to make some plays. We just got out jumped at times. And to their credit, I thought they were a very big athletic football team, and the running back's a very big back as well. Offensively, we moved the football. I think the drives there turned the ball. We turned the ball over twice on fumbles and one on an interception that we kind of forced in there. Other than that, we moved the ball fairly well all day. It's just when we got off track in a big way, and we couldn't get ourselves back on the other side of the sticks, and that's not usually a good recipe for us. So once again, is a couple mistakes here and there. They get magnified by just being a little bit light in some positions, B back and A back, and you just don't have anybody else to put in there. And those guys, they get gassed pretty quickly because they're running around quite a bit. So we'll keep pressing through it. We're going to keep on getting better, and looking forward to this Army game here in a couple weeks.
Brent, when you look back at the tape, was it better or worse than your first impressions after the game?
Well, probably a little bit better than my first impressions. The officiating didn't get any better, though. I can guarantee you that. But the football play, we were there to make plays on defense. They got us into a lot of space. The running back is a hard guy to take down. As I said, they out-jumped us. On the offensive side of the ball, it was just, once again, it was self-inflicting wounds. We had the holding penalty. We had two fumbles, and we had six fumbles too that we didn't recover on well laid out plays. I thought if we were just were one or two blocks away from really busting a big one. The only big play that we really had all day was Raleigh's pass right at the on the first drive to take the 7-6 lead.
What are you doing to try to correct the penalties? Are you doing up downs in practice? What have you done?
A little bit of both. Is with the fumbles and the turnovers, I've been doing laps for those. With the overall, the penalties were a lot better. Were a lot better. The false start penalties, the things that plagued us in Clemson and plagued us against South Florida. They were a lot better. But we had a personal foul call. We had a block in the back. We took 2 on special teams. And we usually take care of those on Sundays. Yesterday we were off, but we will certainly take care of those on Tuesday.
I wanted to ask you about Jay Smith. I talked to him last week. Just talked about recruiting him out of high school. And then, just start with that.
Jay was believe it or not, Jay was a walk-on here, and we knew he had the potential. And right here from West Ashley, he's a young man that came to work every single day in the summertime. His grandmother would bring him over, drop him off. She would wait outside while he worked out and weightlifted. And he's done exactly everything that we've ever asked him to do. Going into his sophomore year, we put him on scholarship, and then going into his junior year, we put him on full scholarship this past year. Tremendous young man. He's an outstanding student, a terrific person, a guy that comes to work every single day, asks for nothing in return, just a guy that shows up as you want him.
I don't know if you know, when you called him about the scholarship, he was in Target with his grandmother and kind of broke into tears right there in Target. Were you aware of that?
I was not aware of that, but that's an outstanding story. He was well deserving of it. He's put a lot into this program, and he's gained a lot of respect from a lot of the players here, as well as coaches.
You got to know his grandparents much at all? He's done a great job.
The grandmother, like I said, as I used to see her when I would roll in, and she would be waiting in the minivan out there, waiting to take Jay back from summer workouts. So yeah, we would always try to catch up a little bit, and I admired her willingness and desire to come out here and wait for about 2 hours while we worked out, and just sit there in the car and wait until he got done.
Wow. Thanks, Brent.
Thank you.
Hey, Brent. Just when you go up to the Army, obviously they're a pretty good Army team and whatnot. But do you kind of sell it to your team now as like this is the finale, or do you sell it as like this is your rivalry game, this is your fervent game? I mean, what do you kind of sell it to them as? Looking for that big performance, that win, or whatever the goal might be, to kind of end this fall season.
Well, I think we've got to go up there with the mindset that we're going to match up well with these guys. We're going to be able to prepare ourselves very similar because we cross over in so many different areas of offense and defense that I think that we can prepare ourselves to be as good of a football team in the next 2 weeks as possible. And really, at the bottom line is, Scott, is we got to use it as an opportunity to get better. We got to use it as an opportunity to get a win here because otherwise. What are we doing? Otherwise we want to get out there and compete. We're going to get better for the spring season, no doubt about it. And this game is certainly going to help us, and the practice in the meantime is going to help us. But, I think we've got to sell it as all of that. We get an opportunity to play on TV. We get an opportunity to play in FBS school. We have an opportunity to go on the road and just get a win. And all of it's going to come into play this week.
Brent, any injuries coming out of the game, and what are Clay Harris's odds of playing?
We feel like Clay's getting better. Probably won't have a better feel for Clay until the end of this week, going into next week. I will say this, that Emike did a good job. I thought probably his best outing in the 3 years that he has been here. Ran extremely hard, did a good job in the blocking game. So I think that he's getting better and he's improving, and that Clay is not in there right now. But I certainly think that if we can get Clay back in, it gives us a little bit of depth and gives us a little bit of an opportunity to be able to rotate some B-backs in there. I think Logan will be back. Logan was available in an emergency situation. So all three of those guys, I would say will be ready in some capacity to be able to play against Army.
What would you say the mentality of the team is right now? Are they kind of down and out after a tough performance? Are they just still excited about being able to play football when some of their, compatriots, I guess, are not playing football? What's kind of their mentality when they come to practice every day now?
Well, I gave him yesterday off. We got today off. So tomorrow we're going to find out exactly what we're made of. On Saturday, I let them know how disappointed I was in their effort. And it was probably more their execution than it was their effort. I don't think that they quit out there. I think we forced things at times, but we just didn't execute the way that we needed to execute on Saturday to be able to win. I don't know that we think much about any other programs within our league right now not playing. I think what's important now for us is to focus on what we're doing and view everybody on the schedule, the last opponent on the schedule, as an opportunity to get a win, and from there we'll let it play out here in the next couple of weeks to see what we do from there.
I think I'm good, John.